Yeah, okay. My name's George Payne. Came to Fair Oaks in 1941.
And what brought you here, George?
I was transferred here. My employment transferred me here.
What were you doing?
Working for Pacific Coast Aggregates, building Mather and McClellan Air Force Base.
Tell me about Pacific Coast. I've heard they had enough material down there, it stacked up, it looked like the pyramids.
No. Huh? No, they harvested material out of the river and out of the rock piles 24 hours a day there for quite some time. Yeah.
Was that a fairly big employer here?
Yeah, one of the biggest. Besides the gold dredging companies, but of course they were closing down then. But no, the Pacific Coast Aggregates was statewide. What? I worked for them in San Jose. That's where I started working for them. And I worked there until 1948. And then the fire department was suffering, see. I was a volunteer fireman, and the fire engines were kept in an old service station, Union Service Station. So I bought the business and the fire department.
The fire department came with it, huh?
Yeah, it came with it, yeah. And then in 1950, we built the present fire station, and in 53, they put me on full-time.
So you were the fire chief?
Yeah, until 1975. 1975, I retired.
What was it like operating the fire department in those days, in the 50s, I guess?
Well, they're all volunteer. Yeah, and they were a great bunch of guys. Well, you can see their pictures up there. And when that whistle would blow, why, they'd come from every direction and do a bang-up job.
How long would it take you to field a crew?
Not very long. Not very long, because the business people, that some of their employees were volunteers, and they were very good about letting them go to fires. And of course, we'd let them go back to work as soon as we could. Yeah. But in those days, they have more calls in a month now than we had in a year. Yeah.
And a lot better gear.
Yeah.
What kind of gear did you have to fight a fire with then?
Oh, we had pretty good equipment.
Did you?
A lot of it we made ourselves. We begged, borrowed. We never stole anything. But we had, people of different crafts, see? And a lot of evenings were spent over in the station there, building or repairing, and they took a big interest. Of course, we had a lot of nice parties, too. And they didn't take any pay for it. They did get paid for the time they spent, but they put that all into their associations. And it was, oh my God, we had some gang-up parties, I'm telling you. Yeah.
How was the social life around Fair Oaks when you first came here? You remember that?
Well, the sidewalk was rolled up by 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, there wasn't much social life around there.
There was an old movie theater here, I believe.
Well, that started over in the clubhouse, and they built a room on the back there for a projector, and then eventually they built the theater, and that operated for quite some time. That's quite an improvement to the community.
What would you think your earliest memory is of coming here? When do you first remember your impression being of the community?
Well, it was pretty weird, really. I got up on the, I'd been downstream from the old Fair Oaks Bridge one time. I took one of the fellows that I worked with and took him home, and I got wound up back in there trying to find that old bridge to get back across. It was at night, and I thought, oh my God, because I was living up in Folsom. And anyhow, after you get to know the place around here, it's very nice. I just love it. And I go to my hometown. Why, it's a small town too, but it's grown quite rapidly. But I don't know anybody there anymore, other than my own family. And my relatives will get telling me something about somebody. I said, don't you remember them? I said, you remember, I've been gone from here for 50 years. Oh, dear.
What's the best thing about Fair Oaks today?
Oh, I don't know. There's just so many good things about it. Really, you know. You got the river there, which used to give us a bad time. Pulled a lot of small bodies out of that river, you know. It was always heartbreaking. But when you knew it was the fault of an adult that youngster was in the water, and I finally convinced all the service station people not to let any children have inner tubes, see? Because they'd get in an inner tube, and then the current would take them, and they'd scare and jump out of it, and they're in water over their heads. Sure. There's a lot of problems there, but you're close to the mountains. You're just an hour or so from the city, and have just about everything you want around here close by. It gets a little warm in the summer, but took many a dip in that river in the evening to get cooled off.